There are words a man speaks that don't come from his mouth. They come from somewhere deeper, from the hidden corners of his heart where he doesn't often go, from the place he doesn't even know how to name. Until you show up, he might say something simple, soft, almost careless, a phrase that sounds like nothing to the world, but everything to the part of you that feels first and thinks second. The part of you that spent nights replaying his silence, reading between his lines, trying to decipher if he's just kind or quietly involved. Because, let's be honest, women don't fall in love with what men say. They fall in love with the energy behind what's said, the tremble he tries to hide, the pause before he says your name, the way his voice lowers when he talks about the future, and you're in it. Carl Jung once said, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." So ask yourself, beloved, is something inside you already changing when he speaks? Has his voice become a space you enter rather than just a sound you hear? Because when a man is emotionally involved, he doesn't always confess it directly. He leaks it in tiny clues, little spiritual fingerprints he leaves behind in the most ordinary words. And the deeper truth? The feminine spirit knows, not because of logic, but because of resonance. So if you've ever found yourself wondering, was that just something he said, or something his soul needed me to hear? Then maybe you're not crazy, you're connected. Because when a man's emotions move, his language starts to tremble and the unconscious reveals itself. So now I'll ask you something only your intuition can answer. Has he ever said something so ordinary, yet it echoed inside your chest like a secret your heart was waiting for? If so, stay with me. Because what he says might just be proof of what he feels. You've felt it, haven't you? That strange moment when you're going about your day, quiet and half distracted, and suddenly your body pauses, as if someone whispered your name, but no one's there. And then your phone lights up. It's him. It's just his name. Just a message. Maybe something small. Thinking of you. Or, how are you today? But your body already knew. It's the kind of connection that doesn't ask for permission. It just happens. Like a thread being pulled gently between two souls who haven't finished something. Two hearts that still echo in each other's quiet moments. You wake up and feel him, not as a memory, but as a presence. He comes to mind not because you're bored, but because a wave of him drifts through you, uninvited, soft, warm. And then it passes, leaving you a little breathless. There are nights you can't sleep. You stare at the ceiling, wondering if somewhere, in some parallel room, he's lying awake too, feeling this same ache you can't quite name. It's the kind of connection that's hard to explain to friends. They'll ask, but did he say anything clear? What does he want? And you'll want to say, I don't know, but I feel him. It's not logical, it's lived. It's felt in the bones, in the fingertips, in the stillness between moments. There's magic in these connections, but there's also a deep, slow ache, because it's never black and white, it's never certain, and it almost always leaves a woman caught between hope and doubt, intuition and confusion. Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." So what if this emotional tie between you and him isn't just confusion? What if it's your unconscious recognizing his, like two mirrors reflecting across distance? What if the reason you feel him is because something inside him is already reaching for you? Not with logic, but with longing. You're not imagining this. You're not being dramatic. You're not making something out of nothing. And you're not the only woman who's ever felt this kind of emotional pull. There's a reason certain words from him feel like they stay in your body long after the conversation ends. There's a reason your heart beats differently when he says something simple, something no one else would notice. There's a reason you feel him, even when you haven't heard from him. It's called synchronicity. Carl Jung believed that when two souls are connected through a shared emotional field, the universe begins to respond to their energy, not their words. It's when your inner world and his inner world start to mirror each other, not because of fantasy, but because something deeper is already in motion. When a man is emotionally involved with a woman, he doesn't always say it clearly, but his unconscious starts to speak through language, timing, energy, and if you're emotionally intuitive, you can feel it. This video was made for you to finally stop second-guessing yourself, to stop gaslighting your own knowing, to stop asking, am I crazy, or is this something real? By the end of this, you won't just be listening for a phrase a man might say, you'll understand what it means when he says it. You'll know the energy behind the words. You'll recognize the subtle signature of emotional involvement when it shows up in his behavior, in his voice, in his silences. You'll walk away with something far more valuable than a list of signs. You'll walk away with emotional clarity, the kind that lets you breathe again, the kind that lets you trust yourself again. This isn't about overanalyzing men. This is about returning to your own emotional truth. Because the woman who knows how to trust her inner knowing, she doesn't chase, she doesn't doubt, and she doesn't settle. And she never misses the quiet signs that someone is falling in love with her.